Good morning, welcome all of you. We are having a nice topic for discussion for this session, suffering and delight. So let us first take the topic from Sri Aurobindo's aphorisms. Two great terms we are going to discuss. Sometimes we feel these are the contradictory things. In one part, in one way, it is suffering. Second part, we are find the thing delight. So, what is the common bridge between the two great terms? Of course, great qualities what we face point to point, and already we have had a brief discussion on many occasions, of course. But here, Sri Aurobindo is having a nice observation on these two terms, like suffering and delight in his aphorism. It is, of course, aphorism number 500. Great. Great number, great topic, great discussion, and of course, it is a splendorous discussion. Still in the course here, suffering makes us capable of the full force of the master of delight. Suffering, already we have discussed in many times, many ways. Suffering was lost in our immortal smile. So, great ways here in the course, and here her mother comes to steps into our problems. Suffering was lost in her immortal smile. Here, not the smile exactly we have, because this is the mother smiles. Here we are going to have a discussion on delights. Here in the course, suffering makes us capable. Suffering makes us capable of the full force of the master of delight. Capable of the full force of whom? The master of delight. It makes us capable again also to bear the utter play of the master of power. Initially it was master of delight. Second year in the course it is master of force. Beautiful. I will try to quote it again. Suffering in the initial stage, in the first statement, the first part of the sentence we see, in this from this statement we feel the suffering makes us capable of the full force of the master of delight, makes us capable of the full force of the master of delight. Again, second, in the next page, it makes us capable, same way, it makes us capable, this suffering, also to bear the utter play of the master of power, master of delight and master of power here. So, pain is the key that opens the gates of strength. Most of the time we feel pain, suffering, we take it as adversary of the life. It is bringing a lot of stress and strain. So anyway, it is not at all that much actually acknowledged, that much actually preferred by us. But still, even though pain plows the hard ground of our inconscience. Because of this pain and suffering, we move towards the path that is chosen, that has been prefixed. So these are having a great utility here actually. So it makes us capable also to bear the utter play of the master of power against during the course. What is this pain? Pain is the key. Pain is the key that opens us the gates of the strength. With this pain, actually, the gates of strength is opened. It is the high road that leads to the city of beatitude. It is the high road. It is the high road that leads, already high road. It is high road, grand road, royal road. So you have no national highway, because these are the terms normally used at the present scenario. But thing is that at that times during the course, it is the high road that leads to the city of beatitude. City of beatitude, this is the high road. This pain, first, a key that opens the gates of strength. Second, it is the high road that leads the city to the city of beatitude. So these are the great utilities. Of course, it is aphorism of number 500. So here we will have a brief discussion right now about this suffering of course, delight. Then we are going for pain to some extent. That is also been that is a beautiful topic before us. Also pain. So let us go little by little. First, we'll take the topic on suffering. What really the suffering is means. Still in the course, whatever suffering comes on the path when we are moving, suffering comes. And still in the course, whatever the suffering comes on the path, they are not too high a price for the victory to be won. And if they are taken in the right spirit, they become even the means towards the victory. So it is coming, it has to come. If there is no, you don't trace the presence of this suffering, naturally you feel things are not happening at all. So it has needs. And suppose it is coming, whatever suffering come on the path, they are not too high a price for the victory to be won. Suppose you have gone on to purchase something, you are going and purchasing something. So the if the rate is more, but it is not that if the rate is more, it is not debarring you from purchasing. So naturally it is a need for you and you buy it. And it here quotes not too not too high a price, not too a price high. Definitely it has got, it is high, but not too a high price for victory to be won. And second, if they are taken in the right spirit, this suffering, these are coming, if they are taken in the right spirit, then they become a means towards victory. So it has to come, it will come, it is indispensable, this will come. The thing is that how you are going to manage with this. So if you can be able to manage in the true spirit, take it in the true spirit, they become even a means towards the victory. Second, here in the course, without suffering there can be no growth. Suffering has its blessings. Without suffering there can be no growth. Suppose a child is moving here and there on the track, is time, when he starts learning the skill of walking and of course standing and walking and running, when most of the times he will be feeling that he is failing on the way, simply falling on the ground, getting actually hurt, even sometimes he is getting blooded, everything is happens. But the thing is that if it is not accomplished, if it is not seen found in her, if he is not getting habituated with these things, these sufferings only after some time it will bring a great victory for him. Without suffering, there can be no growth. Suffering is not inflicted as a punishment for sin or hostility. Most of the time we feel why we are suffering, because it is hostile forces. This because of this I have committed some sin or some hostile forces are there for their hostility. I am suffering. Not like this. This is in no way like this. Suffering is not inflicted on a permanent punishment for sin or hostility. Again, suffering comes like a pleasure and a good fortune. You have to take, you have to understand, you must take that way. You have to see the very bright side of this discussion. Suffering comes like a pleasure and a good fortune as an inevitable part of life in the ignorance. Inevitable part of life in the ignorance, it is coming, and it is like a pleasure and a good fortune that we have to take. It is in that mentality, that sentimentality we have to take. Then, in the course, the soul can grow against or even by a material destiny that is adverse. Things are not smooth. Life is full of ups and downs. So adversity is there. You have to take the adversity in a very positive and a very optimistic way. Soul that can grow against or even by the material destiny that is adverse, against all adversities, against all the odds, the soul really grows. It has got its needs. Again, suffering makes us capable of the full force of the master of delight. Already we have equivalent aphorism. We have now we discussed this one. Just now, same thing we discussed. Suffering makes us capable of the full force of the master of delight. First master of delight, then came master of power. It makes us capable also to bear the other play of the master of power. That's what we have known. From suffering, mortality and pain are mere conventions of a mightier stage. Stage we are staying, and mightier stage. It may be definitely weaker. And for the mightier stage, mortality and pain are mere conventions. Again, if we suffer, it is because something in us has to be prepared for a rare possibility of delight. Something, most of the things are there, many things are there inside us. Even if we claim, but actually it is not enough. Most of the many things are there. Actually, they have been not been prepared so far. For their proper preparation, rare possibility of delight, for the preparation for the rare possibility of the delight, this is the suffering has its blessings, it has to come. Again we are going for the next one, that is of course pain. We have seen that is pain here in the course. Pain and grief are nature's reminder to the soul. Pain and grief are nature's reminder to the soul that the pleasure it enjoys is only feeble hint of the real delight of existence. In Life Divine, we have seen the delight of existence, and here pain and grief are nature's reminder. This is a reminder from the nature, two things. One is pain, another is grief. And that is nature's reminder to the soul. The reminder from the nature to the soul that the pleasure it enjoys, the whatever we are enjoying right now, that is only a feeble hint of the real delight of existence. Big things are there, big things are awaiting for us. So we are going to on the process of adventure, we have to go and find it. But the thing is, whatever we achieve right now, these are the feeble hint of the real delight of existence. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully, pain is the key that opens the gates of strength. Just now we saw in the aphorism number 500. So, pain is the key that opens the gate of strength. It is the high road that leads to the city of beatitude. It is the high road that leads to the city of beatitude. Again, pain is the touch of our mother. Just don't take it in a very hazardous manner or in a haphazard way, or don't think it in a us wishing that attitude thing. Pain is the touch of our mother, teaching us how to bear and grow to in rapture. Pain is the touch of our mother, and touching this pain. Pain, what is that? Touch of mother. Then pain is coming, that is touching us how to bear and grow to in rapture. That is what the mother's touch, it is touching. And the very purpose is that how to bear and grow in rapture. She has three stages of schooling. Three stages, not one or two or three stages of schooling. Endurance first, second, next is equality of soul, last is ecstasy. Beautiful. Three stages. Pain is the, that is a great, of course, great message from Sri Aurobindo. Pain is the touch of our mother. Fine. What it is doing, touching us, because pain is coming, touching us how to bear and grow in rapture. Then this pain, it has got three stages of our schooling. How? Number one, endurance. First you have to endure. Second, next is equality of the soul. Third, last, and it is ecstasy. Second, here in the course there are four stages. After these three stages comes four stages God gives. In which way? Touch of the mother, touching to bear, bear and grow in rapture. Here how the God really provides us and gives us these things, pain. There are four stages of the pain God gives to us. Number one, when it is only pain. When it is only pain. Second, when it is pain that causes pleasure. First one, only pain. Second, pain that causes pleasure. Third, when it is pain that is pleasure. Pain that is itself is pleasure. Four, when it is purely a fierce form of delight. So these four ways, four stages that is in the pain that God gives us. Number one, that is only pain. Number two, when it is pain that causes pleasure. Second, it is pain that is pleasure. And finally, we can find when it is purely a fierce form of pleasure. Against your in the course, even when one has climbed up to those levels of bliss, there pain vanishes, you can find the presence of pain because you have gone out of the level of this pain into the pure delight level. When thou hast climbed above the level of bliss, then pain vanishes, and it still survives disguised and as intolerable ecstasy. Just imagine how to get rid of that. That is a great thing, great delight. Anyway, we are going to have the last ditch, that is delight. We'll find a couple of lines on delight. Delight is the secret. Delight is the secret, not over joy or surface joy or above surface joy. We are enjoying it like anything. Delight is a secret. Learn of pure delight, and thou shalt learn of God. It is a secret. When you are capable of learning the pure delight, then you will learn of the God. So this is secret. Go deep, have the discovery, and enjoy it. That is the totally secret. Again, here in the quotes beautifully, the side of thought is not enough. The side of thought is not enough. The side of delight too must be entirely grasped. We are grasping only one side, the second side we are neglecting, maybe ignorantly or out of some vehement pressure. So the side of thought is not enough. The side of delight too must be entirely grasped. Again, still in the course, if idea embracing force, it begot the world's delight of being begot the idea. That is a good comparison between idea and of course delight. If idea embracing force begot the worlds, if idea embracing force begot the worlds, then second half what happens? Delight of being is begot the idea. So that is the great relation between them. Perishable and a transitory delight. Just imagine delight, two types of delights during the course here. Perishable and a transitory delight is always the symbol of the eternal ananda. After delight comes the ananda. Perishable and a transitory delight always the symbol of the eternal ananda. Again and finally we are going to quote here unmixed delight, perishable and transitory delight, and here we are going for the unmixed delight is only for the free passionless souls. Unmixed delight, pure 100% 24 karat gold. Unmixed delight is only for the free passionless soul. Free passionless souls, for that really the truth which has to come down, it is actually unmixed delight. So another two types, it is also having a very virtuous and very worthy thing we have seen just now. Perishable and transitory, that will perish, and the transitory short living delight is always the symbol of the eternal ananda. So nothing to be confused, nothing to be worried, and nothing to be, of course, disinterested in that way, because it has got its good name, good fame, and it has its own blessings. Anyway, before concluding, we must try to read out the aphorism from where really we started, number 500. Suffering makes us capable of the full force of the master of delight. Again, it makes us capable also to bear the utter play of the master of power. Pain is the key that opens the gates of strength. Pain, it is the high road that leads to the city of beatitude. Beautiful, brilliant, undoubtedly. Bande Mataram.